Hey guys, Ash Racial Legends. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you're going through something and you need them out there today. Guys, today is going to be a big one because I cannot remember a champion who changed my account more than the guy that you may have missed or you may have seen that I summoned, that I pulled I don't know, a week ago now? There it is! VULKANOS! So I've had a week to play around with none other than the fiery beast from hell himself. It is VULKANOS. Even though I'm 100% free to play, aka 100% pay to win, I actually don't have many Unity champions on my account. I only have a few. Fina is my second best. VULKANOS, though, he takes the crown, man. He is the real deal. He actually exceeded my expectations, right? Like, he is insanely good. And listen, this guy's a beast everywhere in the game. Hellhades.com gives him a 5 out of 5, a perfect rating on this guy. And I am just like, it reinvigorated me a little bit. Sometimes that's all you need. A little kind of pep in your step. Summon a really great champion, change your account, change what you can do on your account. And that's exactly what happened to me with VULKANOS FUMOR. Man, he looks so insane, doesn't he? Doesn't he look so incredible? Today I'm going to show you my build on VULKANOS. We're going to take him into some live arena as well as some classic arena. I'll show you some teams that I put together as well with all Demonspawn. And the cool thing about him, though, is you can really run him without any Demonspawn, although obviously he is quite better like every other Unity champion out there with other faction members on his squad. He really changes things. Obviously in Faction Wars hard mode, I'm not on Demonspawn cycle right now, but he just makes everything a billion times easier. Anywhere in the game that you need a burn, he makes things easier. What does he do? Really quickly, attack one enemy each time the skill is used, permanently increases the damage inflicted by this skill up to 100%. So he gets better over time with his hard-hitting A1. He also has a chance to counterattack with his skill every time an enemy under a burn attacks this champion or an ally. No big deal. That can be up to 70%. So a lot of counterattacks from the A1 ability. Flaming Terror is AoE on the A2, 3-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies. A 2-turn fear can't be resisted if they're under a burn. His A3, Demolition Burn. By the way, his skill multipliers on every single ability are pretty substantial. Let me pull them up. And oh, by the way, I was wrong. 4.5, not a 5, Ash. 4.5, not a 5. Shout out to Hellhades.com, best website in the biz. 3.5 multiplier on the A1, 3.6 defensive multiplier on the A2, and a 3, but godlike damage rating because you also on the A3 attacks one enemy 2 times. The damage inflicted by this increases by 10% for the turns left remaining of any HP burn on the enemy team. Stacks up to 100%. 100% extra damage on that A3. So obviously, yeah, a godlike damage rating. Now, being a defense-based damage dealer, he's best in terms of raw damage, but this guy can get away with just his burns alone, right? They're strong. The strongest, arguably, in the game. He's right up there with Gizmak in terms of the game's best burners in the arena. Sulfurion as well, right? The big 3, I would say. Anyway, I digress. This Surging Demon Fire, this passive, is absolutely absurd. Whenever an enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter increased, has a 70% chance to place a burn debuff on that enemy for 2 turns. If the enemy already has a burn debuff, has a 70% chance of instantly activating it instead. If there are multiple champions on the team, blah, blah, blah. If there's one faction ally on the team, my favorite is Carnage in the arena, but you can get by with obviously a Duchess or I mean, there's a million, right? You can, a million good Demonspawn. It's a very good faction, right? And it's all about the burns too, so there's no shortage of burn synergy you can have alongside VULKANOS. HP burn debuffs placed by this skill cannot be resisted or blocked, and that's after one ally. That is awesome. On 2 faction allies, each time an HP burn debuff activates on an enemy, this champion gains 5% ignore defense up to 100%. So again, kind of going with the similar vibe of the A1, more damage over time. Faction allies 3 place a block revive on enemies killed while under an HP burn. On that demolition burn, the A3 ability, 1 ally faction on the team. Damage received by this champion is decreased by 50% while this skill is not on cooldown. right? That's really strong. So we can just get the 50% damage mitigation just by not using it. 2 faction allies. Every time a burn is activated on an enemy has a 50, make it a 70% chance to decrease this skill's cooldown by 1 turn. And then 3 faction allies. If a target's under a burn, this attack will ignore Stone Skin, Unkillable, Ally Protection, and block damage and shield while we're at it. Man, so much potential here in so many different ways. This guy is a true stud. Defense in all battles, 33%. Speed on Demonspawn in all battles by 19%. Think of all the combos we can use with this guy, right? We can use a Duchess, obviously, a Reviver. We can use the most popular, I will say, combos that I see against him in the arena is Wither the Crowned. She's a great support. She's a great cleanser, a healer, but she also brings that increased defense for more damage out of this defense-based damage dealer. Also, obviously, Duchess, as I just mentioned. I see actually some Candyman in the arena with him. Where is he? Right in front of my face? I'm blind, man. I'm blind. Where the heck is Canderfod, man? Am I that blind? Osama, help me.
I don't like this. Just wear your stupid glasses.
Chris, I'm blind.
I'm sorry, Meg.
There he is. Oh, my word.
I can see again.
Candyman. Candyman is back. He has some, he's a very, very hard-hitting Punish Hubris. He's just a great champion overall. I'm not here to review every single demon spawn. But of course, that's not it. Helicath is very, very good with him as well. He can also bring the increased defense after his block damage wears off. You can build a tanky team around a Helicath and a Wither and a Volkanos and or a Duchess on the team. Shalko the Blind, my man, has a great kit, of course, very hard to get, as is Volkanos. But yeah, I mean, a Cheshire Cat, right? A beast. There's a lot of options here. Even Grakos, Turndrake, right? He's got the increased defense and the block damage as well. So you got a lot of options, and that's just the legendaries. Even Hefrak, right? Like, so many teams. Anyway, I figured I'd commentate on a little bit of all the things around him in terms of the things. By things, I mean other demon spawn. So let me quickly show you the build, because I don't have that much time left on Live Arena, and I'm dying to jump into at least a little bit of a Live Arena here. Volkanos. The best build for him, in my opinion, is a 4-piece Stone Skin and a 4-piece Pinpoint. Obviously, very susceptible to Polymorph. Wand of Submission. It's tough because there's actually a lot of relics I would love to use on this guy. You could even use like an Aspect for more kind of fail-safe and more tankiness. Kind of combos nicely with that A3 when it's not on cooldown. But man, Wand is so far superior, and I run into this a lot. You all have a Wand if you've been playing for a couple months, right? You feel me on how good the Wand is. I gotta be careful because I don't want them to, you know, I don't want them to do anything bad to our Wand. But it feels like it's so incredibly strong on almost every champion that it's hard to get away from using Wand or saying Wand is the best relic out there. Anyway, that's my spiel on Wand. We have a 40% chance to reflect, stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, petrification, and sheep back to the producer. He's very susceptible again to sheep, so we've got it covered there. I actually have some more kind of tanky, ignore defense effects that are 12% less effective against the wearer. More tankiness kind of built in here, although that's not necessary. I have Incinerate for our Mastery, obviously. I did have a 5-star soul just waiting for Volkanos, as I do with quite a few Unities that I'll probably never get my hands on. Increased damage inflicted by burn debuffs placed by this champion. I'm getting 100% bonus on my burn damage. That's huge, obviously, on a champion like Volkanos. If you can get this as 6 stars, you decrease enemies' turn meter when they receive damage from an HP burn. That's insane on this dude. I don't have it, but it's insane. For Masteries, we went down. We actually went kind of a little bit of a hybrid build. I want him to still do damage. I want him to still be a nuker, a damage dealer. Although, again, you can get by with just the burns pretty much, but you don't want to throw away all those A1s and that hard-hitting A3, and like, you don't want to leave the damage off the table at the same time. So I went down. I picked up a Ruthless. He does deal enough damage where you can proc some Cycle of Violence as well, especially against squishier targets. Helm Smasher as a tier 6. And of course, Master Hexter and Sniper for me are pretty close to mandatory. It made me go support tree instead. Let's talk about the stats on this dude. Of course, I do see some elite builds on this guy that don't build him with accuracy, but you can never, especially in Live Arena, you don't know if you're always going to get one faction ally on the same team, and sometimes it just doesn't fit for the draft course. So you can build him intending to always draft a few Demonspawn champions in the arena, or if you're just a classic arena player, no worries there. Obviously, Faction Wars, no worries there. PvE, no worries. But me, I knew I was going to be running him a lot. I've been waiting, been trying to get my hands on this dude forever, it feels like. I think I've summoned on every event around this guy, right? So I knew I wasn't always going to run him with burners. That being said, he can be resisted. So I did build him with 461 accuracy. It's not enough to always land, obviously, but it is enough to dependably land on, you know, outside some of the Star Sages of the world and whatnot, who are naturally going to be high in resistance, Mithralas, etc. Accuracy on the banner, I went crit damage. If you were always going to run him, though, I would just go defense on the banner if you're going to run him with other demon spawn every time, and you knew that. Crit damage on the amulet. We have defense on the ring. We have defense percentage with speed on the boots as an ascension stat. One thing I want to convey here, it's really nice to build this champion. They didn't want him super slow, but he doesn't need to be super fast either, right? I've gone against Vulkanoses with 2-turn Stone Skin, built like kind of UDK, like super slow. They just sit back and watch as you melt. So this is not the only way to build him. It's just a way to get some damage out of him as well, in addition to the burns, right? But there's a few different ways that we can crack this proverbial nut that is Vulkanos. Defense percentage with accuracy on the chest, and we went crit damage with crit damage on the gauntlets. Good gear on this guy because obviously I intend to use him a lot in the end game. Okay, so there it is. Pinpoint Stone Skin done. What else? What else there's to talk about on this dude? I think that's it. Let's go ahead and jump into the arena. All right, guys, here we go. Into the live arena. We'll edit through to make this fast for you guys, but I do want to show you the draft. Rider in flat. I've been going like a slow and steady this season on live arena. I certainly want to get my mythical relic material. Even if you don't like live arena, I would compel you to grind it. If you can bring it in you, because that is the best. The rewards in live arena are really freaking good, you know, even if you don't like it, as long as you can tolerate it, I would say. Don't force you to do anything you don't want to do. But live arena, it's just getting the mythic mats for relics alone every season is absolutely huge. It's like 3 months of grinding Chimera worth of relic mats, right? Anyway, we're going to go Maricha. He's going to go Marius and Fabian. Fabian looks like he might be fast with intimidating presence. So we're going to go with the speed squad here. Speed, I like if I can, I like starting out with 2 speed auras, so I might go like an Armand's or a Fabian along with Marichka here, but I'm going to go Lazarius. He's my fastest champion on my account. I would go like an Arbiter or something otherwise. Anyway, I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to go with Sify the Lost Bride here, but I'm kind of opening myself up to a Vulkanos. Hopefully they don't have it. Whenever you go Sify nowadays, you almost can't draft Sify because of Nell and Vulkanos, right? So we'll see if he has either of them. I could be ruining my video with 15 minutes left in this session. And he doesn't, but he does go with Carnage. Normally, I will go Carnage with him, as I mentioned earlier. The reason I went Sify is because I wasn't sure if I was going to ban Marius, and Sify I have in a 9-piece protection set, which can withstand and allow my team also to withstand a Marius hit. Otherwise, I would have went with Star Sage. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go with, obviously, Vulkanos. I'm going to go Crixia. I'm seeing how many mythicals he's running right now. He is running 1 in our bias, but I figure with 2 strong speed leads and a fast Sify, I can probably, no matter who he bans, I can probably pace him. With that being said, I'm actually going to take out Mr. Carnage, because if there's one champion that can counter Vulkanos, it's going to be Carnage. Carnage can block his passive skills, and that's his bread and butter. That's him, right? So we have a kind of a cool hybrid between control. We only have 1 damage dealer in Vulkanos on the squad, and he slays. He slays. I should also mention, generally speaking, you shouldn't be drafting Sify like I did when you're running Vulkanos, right? Because you want your opponent to draft Sify. Check that out. Check that out. He already left the battle. Nothing even happened. I mean, he was like, screw this, I'm out. This is the weird thing on Vulkanos that I wasn't aware of when I started playing Vulkanos, is the way his passive is worded. Let me pull him back up here. Or can I pull him? It's weird. It sucks that you can't click on the champion in this screen, doesn't it, guys? Like, sometimes you want to, and I imagine for newer players especially, or just people who haven't been playing, not even new, just not like super veterans, you probably don't know what some champions do. Or a brand new champion. I don't expect everybody out there to be keeping their eyes on every batch of champions that get released. It'd be nice to just click on them and see what they can do, you know? I guess you don't want to stall the draft, though, at the same time. So, I mean, we're just going to kind of go with the same sort of idea here. We're going to go with, this time, let's go with Star Sage, though. Man, I am blind today, clearly. Where the heck is he? Whatever. Let's go over here. Star Sage, help me, brother. Dude.
Have you ever done a sober stream, brother?
Okay, I found him. I like drafting Marichka. That way they can't draft Marichka, who's also another natural counter. And they go ahead and they ban the man, the myth, the legend, which is an absolute shame. Let me breeze through this one real quick and we'll come to the next match. But we're here to get our revenge. Do not ban VULKANOS. Neoexid, don't ruin my video, man. My man has Carnage in his profile. He's not going to be happy, man. All right, who do we want to go after here? I think we're going to go after... I mean, let's not be an idiot. Let's go after White Queen and Korra. Damn it, you're ruining my video! All right, guys, so you missed it, but we had back-to-back bans. Finally, we get somebody who hopefully will not ban our VULKANOS. He is ban bait times a million. It's almost Armon's level nowadays in the game. He gets banned a ton, so I was kind of afraid this would happen. There is 1 minute left, though, in live arena, so we can have a match right now. Hopefully no banning VULKANOS. Yeah, I'm going to go Mezimel instead. I'm going to go Mezimel. I want to keep switching things up for you guys, so let's ban Marius. They banned Sify, which I like. I actually like here. I think we got a real shot. I kind of do wish that I had Carnage, part of me, but at the same time, at least we have block revive on the squad. Moreover, we have somebody who can ignore block damage. On Mezimel's alternate form, she has an AoE that ignores block damage for nice, even though she is Spirit Affinity, so somewhat mitigated in terms of its effectiveness. All right, let's go ahead and go back-to-back turn meter fills here. Let's go ahead and we get to... All right, guys, so you know what? Screw it. That was such a botchery, man. This is why I don't upload more live arena, I swear. Let's go in against the Marichka team, guys, in Classic Arena in Platinum here. We have an all-Demonspawn team here. Let's see. I almost went to say Demon Lord. Obviously, we're going to trigger that passive Marichka right away, so it's more of a, you know, we got to wait out the beginning of the battle, obviously, right? So, you know, Taurus is doing Taurus stuff, obviously. Gonna still come in here and we're gonna be okay. So now we have the entire team together, right? We can ignore Stone Skin with this ability, but then again, we also we have to worry about Marichka or Taurus counterattacking. So what I want to do here is I don't think we can kill Taurus. Look at all that HP, but I'm gonna try. Still decent damage against a tanky Taurus, but if we kill him with the burn, remember he can't be revived, right? Which is really, really nice. So now we can go in there. I forgot I even had Kymar on the team. I'm like, where have you been, Kymar? Well, we're just going to go for it here. We're going to go A2. Going to finally get those buffs up. Now, what is the problem with this team? Problem with this team is that we don't have... I'm going to try to keep poking up. There we go. Problem with this team is we don't have... an increased defense champion. Sorry, I clearly cannot talk. I want to stream really badly, Raid. I am actually going to start streaming, so feel free to, like, subscribe if you're not already, right? I'll stream live arena. I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm so bad at talking and playing at the same time. if you needed me to even tell you that, right? All right. So let's go in here and get rid of Taurus really stings, but he doesn't have his AoE. So I'm actually going to try to see if we can kill and block revive on Embreeze, which we can. So what I want to do here is put him to sleep. And then I want to go in with the A1. 171k block revive, not too bad. And there we go. It came down to it, but I purposely went against a hard counter in Marichka to show you that it can get it done, right? Let me go ahead and swap out like Chalco and just go like super tanky, right? Man, I love Unity champions. I wish they were a little bit easier to get your hands on because I got like nothing. What a stun set. This is what this game has come to, hasn't it, guys? It's like all my champions with an AoE on an A1, even if they're healers and whatever, are somehow in stun sets. Let's go ahead and throw her in this, and you guys know exactly why, you know? Centranos and all these stupid areas of the game. Let's go over to A2 again. Kymar, man, it's been a long time. Kymar was my GOAT. He was my MVP, my go-to, my main man. Damn it. Let's go to AoE this time, though. No, nah, I'm not a moron. I don't want to deal with Taurus. Let's go with a... Let's try to pop off the... Ooh, you know who I don't want to deal with? Alaz. But he doesn't have a burn, so I can't block Revive, and Arbiter would just heal him and take an extra turn. I don't want that. So let's pop off on Arbiter here, and hopefully we can withstand some Alaz opened up with his A3, which is nice. Let's go ahead and reset here. Get back in there. Get that perfect veil. Look at all those burns starting to tick. Finally, we're actually seeing the burns do some work, right? Come on. Got the increased defense. Now we can go in with the A3 on Taurus, I think. Let's just try to pop off Cardial. Wanted to get the block revive down. Wanted to ensure that we could get the kill, right? This is going to hurt like a mofo. 3 counterattacks. I fear that Kymar might be dead. Boom, boom, and Taurus finish him. No! All right, not bad. Okay. Let's just make sure we attack who doesn't have the counterattack. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and get a heal down. Oh, he switches forms here. Did he Rolling Thunder already? Let's go in with the A3 on Taurus again. Beautiful. And then that's gonna be that. Man, you can build... Listen, with Unities in this game, not many of them are super viable in the arena. Meaning, not many of them are going to be tremendously value over replacement, right? In the arena versus what you could create just given any champions that you had. The best champions on your account for the arena. But I do feel like Demonspawn is an absolute exception to that rule. Let's remove some stone skins. Not bad, actually. We prevail through some true fear. Fantastic. Queen of Hearts does get the turn because of the buffs on Duchess. Big nuke comes through for Marius. We do have our burns landed. Things are looking precarious, though. Let's cleanse and heal. Fantastic. And we're right back in the ball game. Let's go in with the AoE 2-turn fear and get sheeped. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now, I've had situations. Not going to happen here, it looks like. But I've had situations where my man can come back and actually pull off a victory when he's the last champion standing. All right, guys, let me show you against a Siphi team, and then I want to run Siphi on my team with VULKANOS as I did earlier. But again, just getting those, I mean, it doesn't even have to be Siphi, right? Obviously, Siphi, Nell is more formidable against a Siphi than a VULKANOS, but man, I mean, we haven't even taken a turn yet, and look at the enemy team. I mean, no one on my team took a turn. Look at Siphi's health. That's it. That's it. Let me run Siphi on my team now. All right, guys, one more squad. I'm going to run my Siphi this time instead of Wither, just for the protection. Just for the protection. Only have to worry about Star Sage here in terms of it, but, you know, obviously a better build on my Siphi. We're going to go in here, and we're going to try to remove. Nope, okay. Okay. Well, with the A3, we can't ignore the block damage because we removed Wither the Crown from the team. So, okay, look at that. Counterattacking with the A1. Beautiful. Tanky little fella, huh? My man's not going... Well, look at all those counterattacks with the A1s, guys. This is the battle that won't end, but I don't know about you, but I'm kind of enjoying it. They've got 2 cleansers. They've got block damage. They've got nice Star Sage. I mean, they have a lot of ways to deal with VULKANOS, and he's single-handedly wrecking him. Let's go again with that A3. And then we just got to kill, hopefully... one more kill on Marichka, and we can do the unthinkable. We can beat the hard counter team to our team. The true test. The cool thing is when you're cleansing with half these champions, right? Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I don't want to even bother touching the sheep. All right, all right, all right. Let's get rid of all these buffs. Resisted anyway. Fantastic. All right. This went from really exciting to maybe a little bit on the boring side. We killed him yet again. See how hard that A1 is starting to hit? See how hard? I mean, super solid. The crazy thing is they have revivers on revivers with nice too, right? And it keeps killing my Kymar. All we got to do is pop off one time. Let's get that turn meter fill. Let's get it. No, 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 no. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh my God. A2. A2 this time. Big, big nukes. Even that A2 did some big, big, big boy damage. Man, I should have been using that earlier, huh? All right, let's pop off him. No, don't kill. Okay, we're good. We are so good. Finally. It took us 150 years. I'm going to have to put my faith in my lovely editor, Osama. But we got the job done against the hard counter team. I love Volkanos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did. Sorry I couldn't give you more engaging, enthralling live arena content, but hey, sometimes you get what you get in live arena, right? I love this champion. Sorry for doing a guide on a champion that's so hard to get, but I decided to make the exception on this one because Volkanos has truly changed my account more than any other champion in PvP in a long, long time. Thanks for watching. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.